talks as well, right? So let's see if we have a different mappings, and you need to run all the mappings in a parallel wise. Okay, so how we can run that? So what are the task flows we have? So if you go to click on new, you will get a asset page, right? So here you have a task flows. So we have these kind of task flows. So linear task flow, then one task flow, parallel task with the decision, sequential task with the decision, and then single task. So the name itself, we can see that. So linear task flow. Here you can see what they are written here. Combine several integration tasks and run them in a specific order. Task flow is nothing but create control flow logic to run multiple data integration tasks. Parallel task creates a task flow with multiple data integration tasks that run concurrently. So let's see. Linear is nothing but it's like a custom one. Okay. So in this we can implement many assignment tasks and all things. Okay. Here if you see, these are the task properties. So if we go with linear, so it's like a custom. Based on our requirement, we can create it. Okay. So first, what is task flow? Task flow is nothing but to controlling the execution sequence of a data integration task. You can run tasks in parallel, use advanced decision making criteria, time tasks, and perform other advanced constraints. So basically, a task flow is nothing but to control the data flow of your uh, mappings. So let's say you have you have created one mapping. Okay, let's say it's related to sales data, and region is India. So this is one mapping task one, and you have another job mapping task two, which is related to USA related data, and you have one more job mapping task three, which is related to UK. Okay, so now we want to load all this data. Okay, so all this data should be loaded into one centralized table. So you need to load in a centralized data center. So in this target, you need to load. So here we have a multiple mapping task. Okay. So if it is a region wise files, so how we can create mapping for this? So we will use file list concept, right? We'll use file list concept and we load into a single target table. But here you have a different mapping task. So it's like a different workflows. This is one job, this is one job, and this is one job. So now we need to load into the target table sequentially only. So first India should load and then US and then UK. Okay. So in this case, how we can run? So by using task flows, we can execute the mapping task. Okay. So we can control these mapping tasks. So controlling is nothing but, so we are defining the data flow here. So how the data flow should happen. So to reach the endpoint, so you need to control the data flow. So by using task flows, we can do that. Okay, so we have all these different tasks. Okay, where is that? Task, maintenance. Yeah. So from here, if you see the description is here is there. So basic task is nothing but one single task flow, linear task flow. So whenever you create a task flow, so by default you will get one start step and end step. We can create and configure a task flow that suits your need. In between, we can create n number of data tasks, data integration tasks. Okay. So parallel task is nothing but so we will be having a templates all these. So parallel tasks, if your major requirement is to run two or more integration tasks in parallel. So we want to run all these jobs. These two jobs should run parallelly. Okay, it's like uh, in morning session we have created job ID, right? So for these two we have created a group. So in group one, so first this will run and then job to run. But if you want to run both at a time, so parallelly both should run. So if you are in such scenarios, we can go with parallel task. So if you select this parallel task, we can run both the jobs at a time. Parallel task with the decision. The same how we created for parallel task, right? So the template will be same, but in between the decision will come. So what is this decision? You see here, the major requirement is to run two or more data integration tasks in parallel and then make a decision based on the outcome of any task. You start with a task flow that contains start step, a parallel path step, a decision step, and a end step. So this is how we need to create. So with a decision, the parallel task should run. So how we can make that decision in the sense? So you want to run parallelly. So this is a target and this is a source. So before running, uh, this is source 1, source 2. Okay, let's assume source 1, source 2. So before running, you should have a decision task here. So based on the decision, then you can run this mapping. Let's say from source, this is the starting point. You will connect here. Just give me 1 second. Amber.
Uh, am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So before you are running the parallel jobs, you should have a decision task. So the decision is nothing but okay. So before loading
If
into the
condition, like if condition.
yeah, it's like if condition. So we need to check whether the source has the data or not. Okay. If the data is available in source, then only these parallel tasks should run. So here we will define it. In the decision task, here we will define it so that if the data is available, then these jobs will run. Otherwise, it will not run. So it's like we are making decision here. Okay. So that is nothing but parallel task with the decision. Sequential task. So this is also same one after the other. So here I have discussed, right? So first India should run, second USA, third UK. It's like in a sequence manner. Sequential task with the decision. So here also same. After each step, we can create a decision. So how we can create? So in SQL, first should run, right? So let's assume this has been completed. Next we will get decision. We can keep here one decision task. So why we are keeping here? So if the data task 1 is completed or not. If it is completed, if it is succeeded, then only it should trigger the second job. Okay. Here if you get success mark, then it should go to the second. So again this second job will run. Again here we will keep a decision, next, third, and then end. So we will start it. So mapping task 1 will run. If it is completed, in decision it will be waiting here. So what this decision task will do, it will be waiting for the status of the job 1. So once it receives the completed status without any errors, then this decision task will get true. It's like if else. So it will become true, it will trigger the second job. So here this decision task 2, again it will be waiting for the status of mapping task 2. So once it is completed, once the data decision task receives the status of mapping task 2, again it will trigger 3. So once 3 is done, then we need to end the mapping task, end the task flow. Okay, this is nothing but sequential task with the decision. Single task is nothing but just one. It's like a one-to-one mapping, right? So you will have start, one decision task will be there here. Sorry, data integration task, and then end. In data integration task, we will give the mapping task. Clear?
Yes, clear. And mapping task, it is only one mapping task or multiple mapping tasks?
Let me clear that one. So when you create the task flow, so what you will get is by default, this is the template of a task flow.
Okay.
Start, end. In between, you can add a number of data integration tasks. So data integration task is nothing but mapping task. Okay. In mapping task, what will you be having? Mappings. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So this mapping task is nothing but the entire workflow. So data integration task is nothing but one mapping task. In data integration task, here you can place the one mapping task. So it is nothing but this alone itself you can run, this alone itself you can run. So to run this mapping, we can use task flow as well.
Three ways we can run.
Yes, three ways we can run in IICS.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see that practically we will get a clear idea. So go to here, task flows. So task flow is nothing but just basic one. You click on create. So this is how the template will come. Okay, so you can see here start and end. On the left side, it's like you design the mappings, right? In the same way, you will get the workspace here. In mapping designing, here you will get the transformations. But in task flow designing, here you will get the tasks. Okay. So if you see here, mapping task. So this is the assignment task. This is a data integration task, and it is a integration ops task. This is a notification, command, command task, file watcher, ingestion task, subtask, decision task, parallel task, jump. If any errors should come, it will throw an error, and wait task, end. So these are all the we have. We can make use of these tasks based on our scenario. Okay. So to run the mapping, so you need to take this data integration task. Just drag and drop here. Okay. So the start and end will be there. So if you want to run the mappings, just drag and drop the data task. Here you can see plus symbol, right? Click on that. So it will take you to the mappings folder. So where you have created the mappings. Okay. So all the mapping tasks will be, we need to give only the mapping task. Here you can see the dynamic mapping task is there. So you can select in this way. So it has inserted and it is valid. If you want, you can rename this with the your mapping task name. So what is it? Dynamic mapping task. Okay, in this way you can rename it. So now these are, it's like a properties of the mapping task. In mapping designing, if you take source transformation, so you will get source transformation properties, correct?
Yes.
In the same way, if you take in the task flows, when you take a mapping task, you will get the properties. So how you want to control the data flow of that mapping task. So this is a data task. You can assign the same name to the data mapping task as well. So these are the details of the mapping which we have created. So what is the field names and what is the data type, and if there is any description you will get it here. So what are the input fields are there? For this there is no input fields, right? Events and error handling. So events here is nothing but, so it's like a timer. When you want to interrupt when you want to interrupt the job. Okay. And save it. So the task flow has been uh, validated. So when you want to run this task flow, so you want to publish it. So before running this task flow, you should publish. You click on this to publish, then it is ready to run the job. Okay. So it has been published successfully. When you click on run, then it will run the job. If you go on to here, if you click on this, we can see see now it has been tick mark has been came green, which is nothing but it is started. Just click on refresh. So now it is in running state. So here if you see orange color, right? Now here the integration service is working on the data mapping task. So still it is running. Now you can see it has been ended successfully. So this dynamic mapping task, this data integration task is succeeded. So if there are any errors, you will get like into mark. Okay. So if it is a success, then you will get a green mark. Close this. So this is how you can see. If you want to see the subtasks under this, you can see. So there are two tasks are there, mapping 3 and mapping 4. In dynamic mapping test, we have created two, right? Job 1, job 2. So we have assigned groups as well. I hope you
Yes. Yes.
remember that. Right?
Yes. Morning.
So yeah, so we can see each and every job details. So if you have in dependencies job, then Here you will see like view subtasks. So if you click on that, we can see what are the subtasks are there. So under this we have two. So in this way we can create a task flow. So this is what we have created now. So here events, if you select event finding tab, so this we cannot do this in trial version. When the specified event occurs, for example, a task flow can be invoked upon an event such as arrival of a file in a file system. The event source name field is available where you can select the file listener that you created for the event. Okay, the event how we can create. So event where we can create is to click on this start, right? Here you will get start. So we can interrupt this job as well. How we can interrupt is when after one error, if there are multiple errors are coming, but you want to interrupt this job. If one single error comes, you want to interrupt it. How we can interrupt is, so here we can define the properties when after one, we go to here mapping task, one fault. So there are no matching points. Okay. So we don't have input parameters as well. So if we get any error, one error in this mapping task, we can uh, stop executing this job. So by using this events, and if this job is running multiple times, so we want to stop it. So in between timings also we can give here and we can interrupt this job. So at 1 a.m. after select field, so here we should have a related fields we should have here 0 to a.m. Then click on this interrupt. So this is how it will the template will come in this way. So in between this it will interrupt the job.
It is controlling the execution.
Yes, it's nothing but controlling the data flow.
Okay.
So that is task flow. When it comes to parallel task, so by default these are like templates we'll be having by default. What we just need to do is we just need to import the jobs here and we need to configure the decisions. That's it. So which one we have taken now? Parallel task, right? Parallel task. So parallel task is nothing but running two jobs similarly. So as we discussed here, so we want to run the job parallelly. Sales this India region India table and USA table. You want to run both jobs at a time. So what you need to do is just click on this. So you need to select the mapping. So I don't have mappings here, and so it's all again we need to create the mappings. So here also you can select the mapping, second mapping, and save it, just run it. So what it will do, parallelly it will run the jobs. So if you want to add in between, you can define here. Path 0. So you can arrange this one. First in path 0, which one should come here? Data task 2 or data task 1? So this data task 1 should go up and task 2 should come down. So then here you can change it here. So this is data task. Click on this. So here you will get, if you just click down, so task 1 will come up, task 2 will go down. And this, and you have seen this status somewhere, right?
Yeah. Web page,
In the
web
web
page error.
page, when you
Get
tested
some error. Yes, yes.
endpoint URL, you will get 200
Ah,
OK. So these are all the status codes for the endpoint. So 100 is continuous switching protocols, 202 processing, 200 OK, 201 created. These are all the status codes. So once the job is ended, right, you can check the status code. What is the status of this end? So based on this, you can do some analysis. Okay, if the job is if the job has run, but there you might be seeing some uh, disturbances on the data. So by using this HTTP status code, you can cross check here. So reset content, partial content, multi-status already reported, not modified, switching protocols not accepted. Next we have a parallel task with the decision. So if you see here, parallel task we have and then decision is there. So let's say both jobs ran successfully and you need to decide here what you need to do the next step. So let's say, so after these two jobs are running, you want to run another job or you want to run another job parallelly. So in this decision task, data transfer 3 equals starts with instant. Let's say it contains any value like, so this is related to position. So it's like if both the jobs ran successfully, then it has to go to the third. Where is that data transfer? So I have mappings. I would have shown it here. Mm, want to run the two jobs at a time. Okay. So in the parallel task, what we
Okay.
need to do? So we need to select that mapping task here. Here you will get only the mapping task. You won't get mappings. Okay. So this you need to remember. You cannot run mappings in a task flow. You can run only mapping tasks in a task flow. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So these two are different jobs, right? But you need to run parallelly. But if you have a similar, okay, if you have in one mapping, so in one mapping you can create parallel mappings here, right? You can take source again, you can take target again, okay? So here also you can define the flow run. If you go here, if you see here flow run order, here you will get one source. So let me connect this one, now, flow run order. So you get two sources and two targets. So which one you need to run first? So we can define here. So either this one or this one. Okay.
This is
So this
available
is,
within the mapping itself, right?
yeah,
This
this is
flow.
within the mapping task.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if you
Task
want to
mapping
run
task.
two different mappings, so we can go with this parallel task.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I'll select here the customer mapping task one, and second one here is customer. That is company, I think, right? That is company. So this is the mapping name. Here we get it. So now to save this one, it has been saved. So publish it. So now we have the data here. Let me truncate both. So we don't have any records in this now. So publish and then done. You click on this instance name, you will get everything. So you can monitor the job here. So how it is running. So which flow it is taken. See, it went here and then it went here. So both are running parallel. So all both jobs parallelly ran and it has been completed. If we go and check in the target table, you can see the data. Okay, at one shot, we can run multiple mapping tasks. So this is nothing but controlling the data flow. Okay. Now it's a decision with mapping task. Okay. So I'll select same. So max wait seconds and then task property parameters, output parameters, end time, end message, frame source. So these are all like error handling. So in mapping, while you created mapping tasks, there you will get all the properties, right, for scheduling and error handling. So all the properties also we will get here. So here also we can control the data flow, whether based on if you get any errors, we can terminate the job running. So what is the error output? We can everything capture here itself. So this is related data task 1 and this is related to data task 2. Temp data task 4. So select now. So data task 1. So wait time equal to 10 seconds. Let's say. Otherwise, it should go to another task. So before ending, so you want to send an email. Okay. So we here I have two jobs and then I have taken one decision. So after running this, we should wait for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, it should end. Okay. So otherwise, what it has to do, it has to send out a notification or else, where is that notification? Here. So what is this notification is nothing but it's like a alerts. So you can send out an email. Okay. Or you can do some notification or you can create some triggers. You can trigger a process. Okay, these are all the options you will get in notification task. Email, so we want to send out an email too. So let's say I will take this email only. Okay, this is a, here you can get content. If you give field CC, if you want to give any field names you can give here. So email content type plain text, email body. In body, what you need to pass the email notification to the testers or developer team. So let's say now the job is completed, and for developers they need to get a notification email like the job has been succeeded, and you want to know the how many rows has been processed. Okay, data task 1 and then data task 2. So let's see what we will get here. Records, let's say this is from production. Okay, you can. So this is how you can configure the notification email equal to after 10 seconds. So actually this one, let me put this here. Okay, So if it is succeeded, we need to get the success email. Otherwise, if we want to,
What is the 10 equals 10?
here 10 seconds, I have kept 10 seconds, right? Here you can see path 1 equals to 10, value 10.
Okay.
Maximum 8 seconds here. Okay. So after 10 seconds, we should get an email. Otherwise, not required. Just the job should end it. Okay. So this we can use if you don't get an email, then what you need to do, right? So here also you can keep a notification email. If the job is not ran, okay, it should send out an email to development team saying that the job has been failed. Please go and check the job details. So in that way also we can configure. Okay, in that way we can. So as of now, I'm just giving the mail ID and just save it. Publish and then run. So it has been succeeded. So it went to otherwise statement. It has went to other decision. Path 1 equals to 10. So it's not weighted.
Can we check the variable while running?
What?
What is the variable? Can we check the value
What variable
while
value? So if you do the changes here right in the mapping, it will reflect in the mapping task. Publish from the job. It went to the notification and then it is succeed. So it is not trigger the second job. Let's see. So the job has been please check the job log and fix the issue. So job the details is not captured here. Contain success. Just give me